It's November 11th, 2022, and you are listening to the Take the Over Sport by Live Casino. All right, welcome everybody to the show. My name is Derek, and week 10 of the NFL action is, as always, our faithful co-host, Drew Anthony Hirchko. Drew, how you doing?
Derek, thanks for inviting me back.
Hey, thanks for coming back.
I appreciate every time
Thanks
that the
for-
studio door is unlocked for me. It's great to be here with you today. I do have a sad headline on my screen, though.
Uh-oh.
Frank Reich sends clear message after being fired by Colts.
What'd he say?
There's a lot of... Do you want me to read it?
No, just a
It's pretty short.
Okay.
It was... he spoke to Mike Chappell of Fox 59 about this, and he said, "There's disappointment and hurt. It hurts to have it happen in the middle of the season, but I understand the business side of this amount of respect for Mr. Irsay, and I've come to trust his instincts and his knowledge of the game. I just know he's doing what he thinks is best for the team. I can live with that. I gave my heart and soul to the job, to the guys, to everything. I didn't take anything for granted." And that's all you need to know about Frank Reich. I think he's going to land somewhere on his feet.
You like him.
I can't wait till he's the next head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
To the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I mean, we'll see what happens.
Hey, Mike Tomlin, I know you've never had a losing record. And hey, Frank Reich, I know you've never
Are we
won
attributing that
anything.
all to Mike
I
Tomlin
never won.
already? We're just going to give credit for
Yes.
everything. He has offensive coordinators,
Yes.
defensive coordinators, people to put the water in the
Oh,
coolers
how many offensive
for the
coordinators-
athletes to
how
grab
many
after
offensive
practice
coordinators have
in
that-
the clubhouse.
Why are we so
And we're going to give
angry?
this all to Mike
Why
Tomlin.
are we so angry? How many
Frank
offensive
Reich was fired by the Colts.
Okay, but how many offensive coordinators have the Steelers had in the last 10 years that Pittsburgh Steelers fans have went, I like that guy?
Well, that's who gets the blame. It's the Pittsburgh. I explained this to people whenever I was living abroad.
All right.
On the western part of the United States. The Pittsburgh sports team looks like this. And I think I mentioned Cat for anybody that's just starting to listen to us now. If it's Pittsburgh football, if it's the Pittsburgh Steelers NFL football team, and there's an issue with the team, it's the coordinator's fault, offensive or defensive.
Yep.
If it's the hockey team, then it's the head coach's fault. And Bilesman experienced that last. If there's issues, Mike Sullivan coming under scrutiny with a poor start to the season so far.
Bad couple weeks.
And then if the baseball team's bad, then it's the owner's fault. So there's different places to place blame. So if it's the Steelers, it never lands on Cowher, never lands on Tomlin, never lands on head coach.
But Cowher was a Hall of Fame head coach.
He also had
And
that was a totally different game, though.
I go 100%, but I also think Mike Tomlin, just looking at his numbers, 2 Super Bowls, a Hall of Fame head coach.
Oh yeah, he's going to be a head coach. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the consecutive winning seasons. Yeah, I think he deserves it, but that doesn't mean he can't fall on tough times. And Frank Reich.
Oh no, he deserves a bad. Well, maybe you bring Frank Reich in as a quarterback coach or as an offensive coordinator.
Yep.
Because I feel like somebody that has that head coach experience. Because then if Mike Tomlin realizes that he can't lead a team with a rookie quarterback, or because he's never faced this before, if he can't do it and develop a rookie quarterback. You fire him mid-season if you ever did that. I don't know if the Steelers would ever do that, but you fire him mid-season, and then you have a guy who's already been a head coach in the. Well, I guess they have the guy from Miami too.
Yeah.
So I mean,
there's a little room at the end for Frank Reich, but I didn't even mean to spend this much time.
No,
on it.
It
was just the last thing I was looking at.
That's on us
Before we started the show.
But
Otherwise, everything would have been off, and it would have been like, "Why is Drew so upset?"
That's true. We got to know. We got to know where he comes from. So, good news here is we have a great week of picks for you guys coming up. And if you're looking for any place to watch those picks, as always, we recommend the Live Casino. And right now, we have a very special announcement. We are 3 YouTube subscribers away from 100. 3 away from 100 subscribers. So at 100 subscribers, we are giving away a $50 sports and social gift card, which is arguably the best place to watch. Yeah, it's the best place to watch the NFL or any sports really in the city of Pittsburgh or around the city of Pittsburgh. So if you could do us a favor, hop over to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to that channel. We are 3 away from giving away a $50 sports and social gift card. And yeah, so obviously if you're looking for a place to watch it, we recommend Live Casino. They have an amazing media wall. It's like 2 stories. I think it's still 2 stories. They haven't shortened it.
Correct.
They also have the FanDuel Fan Cave. They have a full list of you can bet from your phone. You can bet right there at the kiosks. And we would love. We're gonna make a trip down there soon.
So 3 subscribers. Are you gonna make 2 profiles and I make one, or I can make 2?
So that's what we'll do. Hey, we're willing to do this for you guys. So I'm willing to open up an email. I'm willing to open up an email account and I'm not going to use it for Pornhub like I usually do. I'm going to use it for the good of the podcast here. So yeah, what's what we'll do?
$50 of sports and social. So you've got air hockey, you've got great food, you've got skee ball, you've got bowling, you've got great food, you've got air hockey, you've got skee ball,
You have
bowling.
a sport. You have a golf simulator,
and there's a golf simulator.
There's a
There's a lot going on, and great food. So it's something that that is a gift card that you'll get some use out of.
Best, it really is. I'm not just saying this. It is like if you're going for experience to watch a game, watch all the games at the same time because that's difficult, right? It's difficult to watch all the games when you're in a bar because every TV has a different game on. How do you focus on that? It's just one big TV that has all the games. If you were looking at a game and you want to see something, you just look slightly to your left. It's incredible.
It's a wild experience. It's incredible. Actually, I was overwhelmed. So make sure you go like once before you use the gift card just to get a feel for the games, and then go a second time and use your gift card because you're going to need at least 1 or 2 tries just to comprehend what you're viewing on this 2-story media wall. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, somebody atmosphere down at Live. We agree,
yep.
And we hope to see you there. Need a live show with you guys at Live. That is coming up. That is coming up. So we're working on it. We are working on it. So we're working on that. While we're working on that, before we can do that, we have to earn our worth. So let's have our first time ever. We have a Germany game, a game in Germany. We decided the Germans are worthy of American football, and we sent over the GOAT, the greatest of all time. We sent over Tom Brady and Geno Smith, the other GOAT, the Jets' legendary quarterback Geno Smith. So that one's right now. What is that one at right now, Drew? Like 2.5? Is it
right now? It's Tampa Bay is -2.5 is -118. Currently.
Okay. -118, 2.5. Tampa Bay is giving points.
Correct.
Giving points. What are your first thoughts on that?
It's across. I mean, it's an interesting game because it's across the pond, so it's a little bit different. I mean, Tom Brady, divorced. You never know how things are going to play out. And Geno Smith is playing like he's going to win the Heisman.
Like he's going to win the Heisman.
But he is in the NFL, so that's what he's playing very well.
Yeah.
I think Tampa Bay is showing, and I think Seattle's worse than they've been showing. So I think -2.5 makes too much sense.
Yeah, they said that face anybody yet. They haven't played a top 5 defense or they haven't played a top 10 defense since like week 1 and week 2 when they played Denver, and we know that their offense struggled there. They've been winning games because their offense has been kind of carrying them a little bit. To me, this is a sneaky line because are the Bucs or are the Seahawks who they showed us they are, and that's kind of the hard part. So, Geno Smith has been playing at a high level, like you said. He's been like a top 5 quarterback in the NFL this year. We have no reason to think that he won't be. They're not amazing against the run, which is kind of like where the Bucs really should be. And Kenneth Walker has been running like a man on fire. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take Seattle -2.5. Give me the points. Yeah,
Seattle
I'm gonna take Seattle +2.5 for sure.
This is something I'm kind of curious about, just in general for Seattle. I do believe that their home field advantage is as good as people say it is. I'm curious if anybody went to a Seattle game in Seattle, what that atmosphere was like, because I believe that is as good as advertised. And so moving away from that, obviously they played away games. That's they haven't played all home games all year, but moving away from that, I think that was a safe spot. So Seattle Seahawks far from home,
but Germany,
Tampa Bay trying to get back on track.
Germany is supposedly like a big Seattle fan base because when they started airing NFL football in Germany, it was like when the Seahawks were good. When Russell Wilson they had 2 Super Bowl appearances, so it's technically a home game, quote unquote. They're saying it's gonna be more of a home game for Seattle,
and probably for timing purposes. I don't know how it works out, but for timing purposes,
it
might be a little later in the morning for them, or I guess a little later in the evening, but the early in the morning. But that's interesting. I did not know there was a big Seattle population. Or
so
Seattle
maybe they
they're
like, hey, we got to show out here. We gotta come out here.
Is that confirmed? Have you interviewed people in Germany?
Yeah, they were like 9, and I was like, I don't know, that's not a number. That's just a number. So I think so. But yeah, that's what they're saying. So I'm going Seahawks +2.5. What do you got?
I think Tampa Bay -2.5 makes too much sense, and it's trending to 3. I think Tampa Bay trying to get back away from their what's going on over here.
Yep.
I think that's going to be a nice change of scenery for them. That's going to allow them to open up and maybe win this game by double digits. But I think
they are down an offensive guard and a wide receiver.
Yeah, that's not going to bother me. I think that fastest to release. So I think that's pretty wild to do. I think it's just a matter of knowing what you're going to do before everything happens, right?
Right.
So I think that's it. He's going to be able to distribute to whoever's open.
All right. Well, if Mike Evans can catch it, so we're 1-0 in the week already because if Drew hits it, I'll just put his clip up if I hit it. So we're 1-0 in the week. That's how we do it, guys. We got some comments in the chat there. Gino rolls Seattle Seahawks are the biggest surprise this year. Seahawks are the biggest surprise this year. I don't know if you can say that with the Vikings being 7-1, the Giants being 6-3, and the Jets being 6-3. I think those are also. But the Seahawks did. I mean, they hit on a fifth round cornerback. Like I think that's a pretty it's pretty impressive. They are but they were going to be terrible this year, and the fact that they're even competitive, they might win that with the Rams being bad, the Arizona Cardinals being bad. It's them and the 49ers, and the 49ers are 4-4 right now. So they really could really make a statement here and kind of take control of the division here. So the next game I have on the list here for myself, we got picks this Sunday. We'll talk about those in just a second. The next one we have here is the Vikings and the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo. Is that a -3?
Yeah, FanDuel's got a -3 right now. So basically, doing the math on the home field advantage, it's a pick 'em at a neutral site. So I think Buffalo is. I don't know. I haven't watched the Vikings play a whole lot this year, honestly.
Dude, they're 7-1, but they played against they're 7-1, but they played against four backup quarterbacks. So where does that? What are they? I think that's the biggest question. They have Justin Jefferson, who's probably the best wide receiver in the NFL.
Yeah.
They have Dalvin Cook that can run the ball. And if you're at this line, this line opened at 7.5. So that means to tell me that Josh Allen's not playing this week. Josh Allen hurt his elbow last week in the last play of the Jets game.
Did not practice.
So I think he was very, very limited in practice today. So, but he can't play.
I mean, let's. I'm curious about all the standings here because how important is this game to the Bills? I think we're still games.
That's the only division I think that's everybody's over 500.
It's 6-2, 6-3, 6-3, 5-4.
Yeah.
So that's what I think we're still too early in the season that every game is still important.
It is important, but also, but the Bills are going to be a playoff team. The Bills are going to be a playoff team. You know, that roster is way too talented. So now you're looking at, okay, do we want to punt these next 2 weeks when you play in the Vikings, who we think we are better than, even with Case Keenum, and then also, I think they played the Detroit Lions or the Bills or the Bears next week. So you give him 2 weeks to rest, and then you're gonna have, because here's the thing: if he's really hurt his elbow and he just chucks it one time and it fully snaps, he's out for the season. Their whole season's done.
Buffalo doesn't have a third string quarterback on the active roster, so you figure if they're going to start, if Josh Allen's not going to play,
right?
I mean, do they have him in pads just waiting, or do they sign a quarterback?
If they have him in pads just waiting, there's just all runs. You know what I mean? Very short screen. Like he's such a big arm that he doesn't. I don't know if he has the finesse to to not try to hammer it in there. Just game time decision. Your brain's going. You're like
adrenaline, right? Yeah,
exactly. So I don't know. Like that's the thing. Like he heard it, and then he went and threw like a 75-yard pass, and then they're like, that could have been, you really could have hurt yourself there. So I think they sit him. I think they one game with Case Keenum. If Case Keenum comes out and absolutely sucks, then maybe they're like, all right, Josh, like you're almost fine. You know what I mean? But like I think for this one, and that being said, I love the Vikings weapons. I like the Vikings after week 1. I said that they have a team this year. If they can put it all together. So I'm going Vikings plus. I got them at +4. +3 is probably still good. It's good for a push, if not.
And I think the Bills, I mean, the Vikings have the pleasure of playing indoors for most of the season. Weather in Buffalo this weekend before I make my pick.
I mean, it'll be a bit chilly, but it won't be like, I don't think it's going to be brutal. It's not true Buffalo. Let's see what it is.
Let's see if they're forecasting 20-30 mile an hour, different ball game.
Sure. How are we looking there? Weather boy.
Yeah, that was funny. The high on Sunday, it's going to be it's 20% chance of participation from Josh Allen. Participation, yeah. and then winds are forecasted for 15 miles per hour.
All right, so that's pretty Buffalo average.
Yeah, it's not too bad, but that's still, I mean, it's a little shot in the arm if you're used to playing it. I think I like Buffalo in those conditions. There's going to be people jumping through tables. Minnesota's gonna be a little eyes wide open. Buffalo's gonna roll -3.
Yeah. Buffalo -3. All right, we're head to head. We're head to head.
We're
2-0.
We're either 2-0 or 1-1.
Yeah, that's right. No, I went Vikings, so we're against each other the whole way there so far. All right, what game do you like next? What's the game that you have on your radar that you like?
One that I actually found pretty interesting.
All right.
We're still looking in the 1 o'clock window.
Whatever you want, but yes,
I'll save it in there. The Chicago Bears -3 at
Against
home
the Detroit Lions?
against the Detroit Lions. Yeah, that's the Detroit Lions. I think. Who are the Detroit Lions? We're in
Right.
Week 10. We don't know.
Right.
I don't think anybody knows.
No, I think you're right.
But there's a lot of weapons. And there's a lot of splash plays. I think
Right.
that Chicago. Who's Chicago? People also don't know. Besides, they're not great at football.
Yeah, but you know what? The last 2 weeks, Justin Fields has really come into his own there. They've really he's running the ball a lot more. He's being more decisive out of the pocket. Like he's doing things that everyone's like, oh, this kid's this is what we saw coming out of college. So people aren't really sure. Here's what I do know about the Detroit Lions. They have a historically bad defense. Like one of their total yards per game, they're 32nd in the league. There's 32 teams. Passing yards given up, they're 29th in the league. Rush yards given up, they're third. Points, they are 32nd in the league. And on third downs, they're giving up 51% of third downs. They are 32nd in the league at that. They are a historically bad defense. Chicago was first in the league at rush yards.
Do you think any of those things change for the Lions this weekend?
No.
All right, then that's enough for me. Bears -3.
Yeah, and also the Bears are also first in rush yards. So the only thing that scares me is their offense is kind of good, and but yeah, if I were to, I'm not taking anything in that game, but yeah, I think I lean with you there. I would lean Bears -3. I would lean Bears -3. And I think if you can hammer Justin Fields over rushing yards, I think you go ahead and do that because they are literally the worst team at stopping the run, and Justin Fields is a dynamic quarterback out of the backfield. So maybe take that parlay where they do the over rushing and receiving. I think you could do something like that. But I like that. I lean with you there.
Yeah, FanDuel only has Justin Fields for rushing. It's 60.5 right now.
That's the first half.
But
that's first half. He rushed for 175 last week.
He's -114, and then they have Bears -3 is -105, so trending towards -2.5.
Get it? Wait till it gets to 2.5. Then wait till it gets 2.5. Then that way you go. There's no push. You win on a field goal. Let's do that. I like that. How about this one right here? This is a hometown special right here. Steelers plus getting points at Acrisure Stadium over the Andy Dalton led Saints. How do you feel about?
We don't
this?
talk a lot about like our sports stuff before the show. We talk a lot about pretty much everything besides that.
Yeah.
But one of the things you did talk about today, sports related before the show was, what did you say?
I don't remember.
About Kenny Pickett.
Oh yeah. Well, here's what I said. I said rookies coming off of a bye week typically play better. Usually you can kind of see a transition where they've settled into the game a little bit more. They're doing it. They're ready to go. I mean, Zach Wilson was a top 5 quarterback, top 10 quarterback last year after he came back from the bye, and that's the statistically QBR. He was like the top 10 quarterback last year. A couple years before that, Josh Allen, same thing. Sam Darnold, same thing. Like I've seen it enough because I've watched enough rookie quarterbacks come through the Jets rosters. But yeah, they
are experienced in that category.
Yeah. So you see the game just slow down from a little bit. Now they know what their roster is going to look like. It's bad for the trade deadline. Like they're ready. So I mean, I really like the Steelers at +1.5 here. I would even if you could do this, I would like to see the Steelers +7.5 over. I think the total is 40, so over 33.5.
So you want Steelers +7.5?
Steelers +7.5 over 33.5. And here's why. These are 500, right? Andy Dalton has played 16 games against the Pittsburgh Steelers. He is 3-13 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. TJ Watt is back. When TJ Watt plays, the Steelers are like the number 1 team in the NFL at getting sacks. When he doesn't play, right now they're third sacking. Saints can't stop the run, so I think like if their offensive line can do anything, I think that they.
I think that it's sad that I don't really have a whole lot of commentary to add on this. That was fantastic. And this looks so good at -125 on FanDuel.
Oh, that's -125
plus Steelers and over 33.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, that looks too good to kind of deny. And again, talking before the show, I think I want to believe Kenny Pickett's going to have until he actually has one. Every week I'm going to believe he's going to have a breakout week. I think
he is. He's good at the short. He's good at the short intermediate throws. He's good at those crossing routes. He's good at like waiting in the pocket and then hitting a tight end. He's good at Najee Harris out of the backfield. Like I think this is the year. And plus, you get a vocal leader back like TJ Watt. Like that's not just a man. Like that is the defensive NFL player of the year
He's
last
back?
year. He's back.
Officially?
He's a full participant in practice all week. I would have to believe that he is back, just based on the amount of money that the Roonies are paying him. He's probably going to be there. So I'm all over Steelers plus 7.5 over 33.5. Drew.
That makes sense to me, especially with TJ Watt coming back. That first game, I still can't believe that's going to be talked about for literally decades. Like until we die, you'll be able to go up to talk about that 2022 season, what could have been, especially after his first game, just having a monster game stat wise. So yeah,
TJ Watt after signing the contract.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
first game and then he came off saying he tore it. And I tore it, and that was me doing TJ Watt impression.
Why does TJ Watt sound like you?
I tore it. Here, find the video of him saying it and put my.
We don't have the rights for that.
Put my audio. We can have the lefts for it. Go ahead and just grab that video and do it. And
Why does TJ Watt sound?
That's what he said whenever he came out the field, and I heard it. I heard
it
through the microphone. And most people didn't hear it. I can understand if you didn't. Not everybody has that package on the NFL Network. But anyways, he tore it in the.
He did.
But anyways, having him back, it is a dynamic
big
leader.
It's big because here's the other thing: it frees up Highsmith. It frees up the other guys on the defensive line to get to the quarterback because now they got to put 2 guys on him. And Lucas Zellum says, "Road to the Super Bowl starts this Sunday."
I love a Yinzer with confidence.
Super Bowl ? We're not really 20 ? We'll get there for you though. We'll get there for you. So we're both in on that one. Any other games stick out to you here? Because I have a like 2 other ones that stuck. Well, I guess 3 other ones that stuck out to me. I guess we'll do 2 other ones that stuck out to me. So let me know if you have any.
The over, the other one, I guess, like going back to the spreads, in the 1 o'clock window as well, plus 9.5 at Kansas City. I was
going to talk about that one.
Jacksonville. I mean, we have the second half of the season for Trevor Lawrence and his not his rookie year, so he's I don't know. I think he has turned a corner a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
I haven't watched a lot of Jacksonville football either, but whenever he does come up as a highlight, it doesn't look too bad.
I have. They've struggled. They've struggled. Yeah, that's right. They've struggled closing out games. But last week they were down 17-0 against the Raiders, and they won that game. Some things to think about is he has looked better. Christian Kirk has looked good as wide receiver. Travis Etienne has been unbelievable. He's been the second year, which is technically his rookie year because he blew his ACL last year. He's looked really good. One other thing, just to let you know, I think if you can run the ball, you limit the amount of times Pat Mahomes on the field. You limit those, and the Titans gave the Chiefs a run for their money last week again with Malik Willis as their quarterback.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And he threw for 63 yards. Right. Chiefs are 0 this year in covering at home. 9.5's a lot.
Yeah, I think so. That's why I think at Jacksonville plus 9.5. It's I think that's almost a double-digit line for Jacksonville is a little unfair. I mean, I think 5.5.
Yeah,
would sound a little more appropriate. So I think 9.5 is pretty nice.
And Doug Peterson's a good coach. And he's he's an Andy Reid guy. And I have it down as well. Jacksonville plus 9.5. That's where I was going.
Yep,
that's where I was going.
That works for me.
Yeah. I think we have to talk about this one just because this is literally the bullshit bowl. We have the Raiders versus the Colts. Drew talked about a little bit earlier about Frank Reich getting fired. Who knows what they are? I mean, you have who's the coach came from New England?
You remember that guy?
McDaniels.
Josh
McDaniels, yeah, came out of New England. Everyone thought this is the next guy. This is the big hire this year. And I mean, that team can't do shit. And now they've lost 4 guys on, or they put 3 guys on our IR, including Darren Waller, who's a pretty talented tight end. The only thing that scares me is the guy calling plays for the Indianapolis Colts has never called a game before in his life, and now he's doing it at the NFL level on a Sunday. But not Jeff Saturday. No, the guy that Jeff Saturday was like, "Hey, you're going to call plays."
But still, Jeff Saturday sold me, like on Jeff Saturday. Like,
I mean, yeah.
Emotional video where he threw a couple of bruhs out there.
Yeah.
Bruh. And the...
I'm a football guy, bro. Yeah. That sounds a lot like TJ Watt, if I'm being honest.
I think he's in
Your Jeff Saturday impression sounds a lot like your TJ Watt impression.
I tore it.
Bruh.
I tore it, bruh. Jeff Saturday, you can how to pick people that are going to do the job that you're skeptical of them doing.
And good for him. For him. I'm not. I just said we have to talk about this game. If you put money on this game, you are absolutely sick. Maybe a live bet. Or if you're
40.5 is all you need. Can you Imagine cheering this game to try to get to 41
yeah.
and then just sitting at halftime like 7. Well,
no, it's one of those things. Jonathan Taylor's super healthy. Their offensive line is the highest paid offensive line in the NFL. They should be good. Now Jeff Saturday may get better. That's encouraging. But Sam Ehlinger's still your quarterback, and he hasn't shown anything. I mean, they lost 45-13 last week to the whatever it was. Might as well have been that to the Patriots. I think the Raiders. I think this. If you're gonna take a side here, I think the Raiders make all the sense in the world because it's an experienced NFL coach who has behind him. I think that's the way to do it. I just don't trust either of these teams to take anything.
Well, now if you're Josh McDaniels, how do you make a game plan for this game? Right, like you probably had one in mind. Now you've got new staff, new film that's not been on tape yet.
Film, see, you just got to make it up in your mind. This is that new film. No, I think that I think that doesn't change their game plan at all. If anything, it puts more pressure on the Raiders because if the Colts win, they're like, we weren't supposed to, right? It's that underdog story. Like we weren't supposed to win this game. The fact that it's only 4 points is really says a lot about how little faith they have
with the Raiders at home.
At the Raiders, yeah. But Josh McDaniels took a playoff team last year and made them 1-7 this year, 1-8 this year. You know what I mean? Like so. Or 2-7, whatever it is, and the Colts are now, they're both fighting for playoff spots last year, and it doesn't look like either of them are going to do anything this year. So, they're not going to do anything this year. But yeah, I'm not. You couldn't pay.
There's still plenty of time to turn that around for the Raiders. Yeah,
not in that division.
They're not going to win the division. No,
yeah. But then you look at the wild card spot, and you have the Jets, you have the Patriots, you have the Dolphins, like. That's just one division.
A lot of these teams got more than half their games left to play. I mean, we're starting the second season basically. Yeah. Season 1's done. We've seen what we got in the first season. Then
been wild too.
Season 2, yeah, it really has
been wild.
It really has. It hasn't settled down. It's I don't know. We'll see what happens. So there's a lot of surprises. That's why you play the game, right?
Any other games stick out to you?
No.
Okay.
Besides the one that we'll talk about later,
sure.
Whenever I tell you to put your house up,
put your house on the market.
Put your house. Oh,
get a bigger house.
That's what the Houston. We haven't talked since the World Series has been completed, and the guy in Houston, the furniture mogul,
$75 million
cashed out his bet. Yeah,
yeah. You guys should have listened to him. Yeah. You guys should have listened to him.
That guy bets the house.
We're small crickets over here compared to the mattress guy down there for $75 million.
Anywho, I had to guess.
Jesus.
No other games I want to talk about the spreads on besides the one that
all right.
I'll bet the house.
Perfect. So let's talk some overs. Any overs jump out at you there? I got one here that I want to talk about just because I think both of these teams are offensively and not bad offensively. The Dolphins and Browns at it was 48.5 when I got up to 49.5.
That's
now.
Correct. Yep. FanDuel's got it 49.5.
And I still like it at 49.5. Last week, just to let you know, the Dolphins offense is dynamic. You got Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, and they're putting numbers up like we've never seen before. They're the best wide receiver tandem in the NFL by quite. The issue is they also gave up 35 points to the Bears last week, who are not a good offensive team. The Browns have talent on the offense. They have Amari Cooper. You have Nick Chubb. You have guys on that roster that can make plays. So I think this gets over 48, 49. And I usually don't take ones that high. But this one seems like a pretty easy one.
Yeah, I think it's going to get up there easily. I mean, I'd be more concerned if this one was like a few points lower. Like, what do they know that I don't know?
Yeah.
But this one, 49.5 seems very attainable between these two teams. I think that I can go along with you on that one.
Okay.
One that stood out to me as well. Do you want to say anything more about that one?
No.
One that stood out to me, of course, you have to look at the lowest overs of the week or lowest totals of the week.
Yes.
We've got the Titans at home versus the Broncos. That's 38.5. All you need is 39 to get that complete. I think just betting on that game and forcing yourself to watch it would be agonizing.
Sure.
But I think I might do it.
I think Tannehill's coming back.
38.5. Let's check out the I'll see if I can find a recent report. But the 38.5, and I think Russ Wilson, I think something happens. Like, I think Monstars return his abilities to him. They're making like a football Space Jam probably, and they think I don't know where his abilities went, but even watching him, sometimes he doesn't look bad.
He didn't look bad last week in London.
You look what's around him, and it's like, it's not great.
Well, Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton. Like
Jerry Jeudy, they're talking about like that was I thought going to be
pick.
I thought it was going to be like a shoe-in Hall of Famer like stats off the charts.
I mean, he's
like
not
like
playing
Jalen
bad.
Waddle.
He's not playing
But
bad.
he's not playing great. They're talking about
No.
giving up draft picks for him, like before the trade deadline.
Well, they were, yeah. They just didn't get a good enough offer. But when you get Chase Claypool going somewhere else for a second-round pick,
right?
When he was a second-round pick,
right?
What is Jerry Jeudy? Because he was a first-round pick.
Exactly.
So you're going to give up multiple first-round picks for Jerry Jeudy? I don't see that. You know,
that's what it's very interesting what's going on over there. But I think they can get to 39.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll go ahead. What's the name of the show?
Take the over.
Let's do it, buddy.
Take the over.
Points is all
so you got Titans. Titans at over 38.5.
Over 38.5 is minus 115 on FanDuel right now. Get it while you can.
All right. I love how we said last week, we're like, we're not gonna make we're gonna take less bets, and then we're like, fucking full slate today, baby.
I've got 5 on my screen. I'm not.
Yeah. You've got. Well, yeah.
And then if I'm going with you on all the ones, that's okay.
Yeah. That's all right. We're going. I mean, we won't kind of.
Odds don't matter.
Odds don't.
If you win,
it's true. They don't matter if you win. Then I got one other over here that I want to talk about, just because I think it's got some potential. I just lost it. Another one actually on the same number. Lions at the Chicago Bears. It's 48.5. And if we get the same Lions offense that we got last week, you get Chase Claypool another week under his belt with Fields. You get Mooney over there. You get the Lions offense going a little bit here. Offense was they were the number one offense in the league for the first couple weeks here. I just want to see what they did last week here, because they beat Green Bay, the powerhouse Green Bay 15-9. And then the week before that they lost to the Dolphins. The week before that by 31-20. So, but they also did get shut out a couple weeks before that. So I don't know. I shouldn't have said this. I don't like it anymore. I don't like it anymore. I talk myself right out of it.
I love that for you.
I talk myself right out of it.
You do a good job of talking, though. For what you're welcome.
Right out of it, though.
You're welcome. I think I'm working on a little something right now.
All right.
I want to talk about a little parlay that just came to my mind. That I think it's going to work out. I'm going to take the 3 lowest totals.
Oh,
I think I might do this each week.
Okay.
I'm going to take the 3 lowest totals and tease those down 6 points each. Put them all together in a parlay.
All right.
So we've got our Broncos and about so that'll be 32.5, and I still got to put those Rams and Vegas and the Colts both at 40.5. So 32.5, 34.5, 30. Put those all together.
Who was the third one?
I can do 33.5. Okay, 33.5. And then you have Arizona, LA, and then the last one was Raiders, Colts. Okay. So I could do 32.5, 33.5, and then let's see what I could do on the
probably 33.5 too. Yeah.
Raiders, Colts. I could do 34.5 on that. So between those 3, that's plus 129.
All right.
So you got to get 33 points, 34 points, and 35. And it's across 2 windows as well. So the 1 o'clock is the 4:30 window. The late afternoon window.
I'm putting that. Yeah, I was trying to put it in the chat so people could see it, but no, it didn't work that way. So I don't mind that one at all. Actually, I think that's very, very interesting. Because you're teasing it down, so you're getting some better odds there. It is. We usually do a parlay, so you need to build that anyway. So yeah, plus 129. I don't mind that at all.
This week I'm going to try it with the 3 lowest totals. Next week I'm going to try it with the 3 highest totals. All right. We'll see how this week goes. I'm going to ride it until. Actually,
if it hits this week, you got to ride it.
Exactly right. Yeah, I'm not going to change.
Yeah. No, I like that.
But once it doesn't hit, like in 3 or 4 years, I'll change it.
Yeah, yeah. After we've milked this cow for all it's worth, are you? Is that your parlay then?
That'll be my parlay.
Okay, cool. That makes a ton of sense. So for my parlay, I'm going to go with a few things that that I think that I believe are going to happen. I'm going to go Dallas money line. You're playing a bad Packers team. I'm also going to do 49ers money line. So we got a 425 game and a Sunday night game. And then since we're going to wake up for it anyway, I'll take no, I'm not going to do that one. I'll take the Giants on the money line there. So we got Dallas money line, San Francisco money line, Giants money line plus 184 will be my parlay pick of the week. So Cowboys, 49ers, and that gets you a play all day there. So because that's one in every window there. So New York Giants money line, perfect, plus 189. I'm in for that. I like that. I like that a lot. Anything you have here as far as like any other over? You want to talk about the? I guess we have to talk about our Bet the House picks coming up here, huh?
Yeah, we can do that.
Bet the House is
It is. Is that what you're talking? I have no other games I'd like to talk about besides this Bet the House pick, which I've been waiting for.
deal.
And you're gonna have to wait for as well because it's not until Monday.
Okay.
So we have the Eagles at home against the Washington Commanders. I think these NFC divisional matchups, there's something about them. This just feels like football. 10 and a half is so many. And I'm like, I didn't second guess it until I said my lead up to where we're at right now. But I don't think it matters. I think the Eagles are far better than the Commanders. I think on Monday night, prime time is a little scary as well because the lights are a lot brighter than it seems like.
And in prime time, they let the Texans hang around in prime time on Thursday Night Football.
I think I was learning experience. Yeah. So I think that's we have another Monday night game, but at the same time, if there is a team that gives less of a fuck about the spread, it's the Philadelphia Eagles. They just want to win football games and just continue their run. So. Eagles minus 10.5 house is going to be going on.
So I lean that way for sure. The only thing is like the Washington Commanders good wide receivers. Now the Philadelphia Eagles have some really good defense. So I think you pressure Heineke a little bit. I think he folds like a cheap tent. You know what I mean? Like I think Jalen and their defense isn't good unless Chase Young comes back. If Chase Young's come back, you could probably see that line drop a little bit. But yeah, I think the Eagles are going to win that game for sure. I would have put them in my parlay, but they're minus 10.5 of money line parlay. It doesn't make any sense to do that. Before I get into my Bet the House pick, I do want to ask you a question because I know you're kind of a fan here. What's happening with the Los Angeles Chargers? I mean, they just seem to always fall into irrelevancy, don't they? I mean, like every year you have a quarterback who's a stud young guy, like the all the analytics are trending in the right direction. You have talent, Keenan Allen. You have all these. What are they? Because they're second market to a team that's even worse than they are in the Rams.
I think that's been the theme of the Chargers as a franchise has followed them from San Diego. That identity hasn't changed. It almost changed like the first couple of years that they were in Los Angeles, and we're still in kind of that infancy of that relationship. But the San Diego Chargers were that team notorious for being down in the fourth quarter, and like their identity has been just like. What are they? They come across as being very good. Like they're 5-3 right now. It's nothing to.
They're 5-4. 5-4.
Nothing to shake a stick at. But the
are they 5-3?
5-3. So that's what that's something that they have. I don't know. Herbert is the man.
Yeah,
but
they're gonna waste his career. Like trade him if you're gonna be bad. If you're irrelevant.
They did something the other week too that they had. Was it Keenan Allen was like on the bench or was it?
I think he's injured maybe a little bit right now, but. And
to answer your question, I don't know what's going on with the Chargers.
It's so weird. I
think they'll be there at the end of the year. I think we'll see an 11-6 team that's gonna.
But look what that division was.
Make the playoffs, lose in the first two rounds, and that's it.
I mean, I don't know. I'm cheering against them this week, because for the first time in a decade, the Jets can sneak into the playoffs here. So we got to start now. My mindset switches from like which teams have to win so we can get a higher pick to now which teams have to win so that we can get a strength of schedule thing. We can get this. So
what's that like? Is that tough? Like thinking like totally differently than you thought, your whole fandom.
I mean, not only that, but like this year is so unexpected. Yeah. It was so unexpected. Like this was like, hey guys, don't put. There's no playoff pressure here. They're not going to be a playoff team. And then all of a sudden they're like, well, actually, we're just going to come out and be 6-3 at our bye. Brady Quinn had them going 0-9, and now they're 6-3. So very fun team to watch. And I think, dude, I've said this before, but if I don't see anything from Zach Wilson, if I'm a Jets head coach or a Jets coach, if I don't see anything from Zach Wilson that tells me this guy is the guy, because they're a team that's obviously built to win now with the pieces they have and the young pieces they have, they're not paying anybody. Like, go out and make a trade. Go out and get Lamar. Even better, what I would love, and I know this isn't a popular opinion, go out and trade 2 years worth of first round and second round picks, or first round picks and third round picks, whatever you have to do, for 2 years of Aaron Rodgers. Don't trade Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson loves Aaron Rodgers. Looked up, he was his mentor. Don't trade Zach Wilson. Have him sit behind Aaron Rodgers for 2 years, and if you can't be a better quarterback after that, then like it's probably not meant to be. But like I don't know if you can do that. You know what I mean? But But if you don't see anything from him, this team is it's very interesting because it was so unexpected, so unexpected. It's been a very fun year.
Zach Wilson hurt?
No, he hurt himself in the preseason, and he's not. Listen, he had one bad game. He's 4-1 as a starter. He had one bad game, and that was against the Patriots, who make a lot of young quarterbacks look bad. But a lot of bonehead decisions. Last week, he went up toe-to-toe against Josh Allen and outplayed Josh Allen. So, I mean, he made the right reads. He ran with the ball when he was supposed to. Just cleaning stuff up. He's gonna make mistakes. However, this season's been fun.
Breece Hall coming back?
No, not until next year. He tore his ACL. It was electric.
Yeah,
FanDuel refunded me my bet though at the year. And they said it was a bad beat, and I still have my Jets Super Bowl ticket in. So
very nice.
So after all that,
yes,
I'm going back to the well here. I swore this team off after last year, bet the house picks because they screwed me pretty aggressively, which is a weird thing to say. But I just
you want to talk about it?
Yeah, no, not in this setting. So I'm gonna go with. I really think that this team's defense has really ramped it up the last couple of weeks. Kind of kept their team in it, and now they're getting their starting quarterback back. They still have a really good offensive line. They have really good players. So give me the Tennessee Titans -2.5 over the Denver Broncos.
What an absolute move!
I just think it's not enough points, and Russell Wilson plays well. Ryan Tannehill can outplay them by a field goal. So my bet the house pick is going to be Titans -2.5. And then the only thing we have left to do is our hot take. So if you have a hot take, go ahead. I'm going to try to build one here real quick because I was looking at the lines here.
Yeah, I think my hot take is actually going to be on. It's not okay. So the hot take, something we don't expect to hit. So let's see if we can craft something up here. I think that part of it's going to be it's a 2-teamer. It's going to be the Chargers money line. They are +7 at San Francisco on Sunday night.
Right.
So that'll be a fun game to watch on Sunday evening after you're licking your fingers from all of your winnings that you just won and the wings you just ate. But the other part of that, I think I'm going to do Chargers +245 as the money line.
Yep.
And then you know what? Jeff Saturday, I think he can pull something out of his.
All right, so you got Chargers.
Jeff Saturday is +180 on the money line as well. So if you do Chargers +240 Colts, +180, that comes out to +866. So both those teams on the money line. Splitting windows, so you got to get the Colts to win, and then you just got to wait. But I think that's I like that.
That's pretty good. I got one here, and it's pretty. Hey, this is a hot take. It's pretty spicy though. I know we both picked Jeff. I believe that Jacksonville can upset the Colts or upset the Chiefs this week. I really believe that Jacksonville can upset the Chiefs.
I agree
this
with
week.
that.
It all takes is one bad pass, or Trevor Lawrence to have a statement game. In his second year. Also, Doug Peterson coached or was the quarterback under Andy Reid. So now you look at that and you're like, maybe he wants a mentor-mentee kind of beat him here. And then the other one I have is, I just think since the Washington Commanders, I think they can win that game. And I know that goes against your bet the house pick, and I apologize for doing that, but I really think that I know Philadelphia looks good, but they gotta lose sometime. Philadelphia is not a 16-0 team or a 17-0 team. They gotta lose sometime. Divisional game. It's be a bad one to give up, but I think on Monday night, maybe Taylor Heineke's like, maybe it's my turn. So that one's plus 2,056. So
the only way I'm worried about the Commanders is if Heineke comes out with the yellow cleats again. Those were pretty cool.
I'll drive there right now and give them to him.
You think he'd wear them? I bet he wouldn't. But they did look pretty cool. So if he's wearing those, I'm a little intimidated.
All right.
But I don't think he will be.
All right.
I think the Philadelphia Eagles win.
Yeah,
that's the only way I trade. If you see yellow cleats, my picks.
to go ahead and cash that out.
That's another bad beat, buddy.
That's a bad beat.
Yellow cleats.
Someone get FanDuel on the phone. That's a bad beat. What do you mean? He's wearing the yellow cleats.
Yeah, that's what I didn't know that.
What do you mean? Thanks for hanging out with us today. Again, I do want to mention we are overs away from 100.
Probably 2 now.
Yeah, that's probably true. And it doesn't know 100 is not an impressive number. I get that, but like we work really hard at this. We take the time to set this up. We think of our picks every week. We like to have fun. We like to just give some content and things like that. So it costs you nothing. Go ahead and give us a subscribe.
Let's take a second and just talk about if you've never subscribed to a YouTube channel before. This is your first one you're ever going to subscribe to. How do you do it, Derek?
All right. So you go to youtube.com and then you type in Take the Over Sports Show in the search bar. And then we'll come up. You click on any one of our videos. And if you click on any one of our videos in the lower right-hand corner, it says subscribe. You can go ahead and click that subscribe button, do the 100. And when we do, we're going to for giving us that 100 subscriber by randomly selecting one of our followers, one of our subscribers, to win a $50 sports and social gift card.
Outstanding.
I mean,
that is actually really, and it's not that high of a threshold. What if we get that 100? I can't wait to see what 200 holds.
Right. That's what I'm saying. 200. We might give you a slot machine. We might give you a whole slot machine.
Like UNLV does on it's like their turnover thing. Have you seen that?
Oh, yeah.
UNLV has a slot machine. That's pretty electric.
Well, we appreciate it. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us today, and good luck this weekend. We'll see you next week. I think next week, I think we're good to go for the normal time again. So we'll get all the games. So Tuesday, you can tune in every Tuesday here. We've been traveling, we've been doing stuff, so we've been a little busy, but we wanted to make time to do this today. So good luck this weekend, and go Pens.
Keep the Rays in Tampa.
Go Pens. Win some money this week, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the Take the Over podcast. Reminder, gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.